All right, let's see. I'm going to get the poll question up today. Haven't decided what it was going to be yet. That's the last minute. Oh, it's fun Friday, so what can we do? Ah, yeah, here we go.
The rule is expected to reduce emissions of ethylene oxide by about 90%. The American Lung Association called the rule an important step forward to protect human health.
Oh, what the heck? Good morning to you. No. We got to start the poll in that poll. We got to start a new poll. There you go.
Republican lawmakers were close to banning puberty blockers, hormone treatments, and sex change surgery for minors in Kansas, with the Democratic governor's expected veto. More details at SRNnews.com.
Okay, so Domino's Perfect Combo includes 2 medium wasabi pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, a cinnamon twist, and a scooter coach. Taylor on the street asking real people, how much did we get off top? All of it? All of it. What's more, $45? $34.99.
Good morning to you.
What if I told you that the Domino's Perfect Combo is only $19.99? It's Domino's Perfect Combo and it's all just $19.99.
Find some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TrackPhone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store sent them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TrackPhone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for.
This is going to be a fun one.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Yeah, hang on. This is your wake-up call, people. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at TrackPhone.com.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe.
Which of these is most likely? Which of these most likely?
Wagyu beef burgers that are 100% from Red Robin, starting at $6.99, which is 100% off.
Which of these most likely will
Wagyu
you?
beef burgers with fries starting at $6.99. 100%.
Hello, this is Perry Jackson's 2 cents of the economy today. Are we headed for a credit crisis?
All right, here we go. Good morning. I'm starting a poll question. How you doing, brother? Oh, how you doing? Thank goodness you're on. Yay.
That will have to go out to have office buildings refinanced.
Boxing Kangaroo, hello, brother. I'm hoping things are great for you as well. All right. I put a little fun poll question up this morning rather than mess around with all these serious ones. Which of these is most likely? Which of these most likely will you do this weekend? Yard work, watch sports, or go to a game, visit family, or just sleep? That's the poll question this morning, guys. Whoa. What is the computer doing?
Where can you be a star athlete and a math superstar?
Oh, wow, there we go.
Or your dream job and make friends with a dream? Where can you challenge your mind?
Got one response so far. Like, share, and subscribe. We are going live on 99.1 FM.
At LaGrange College, one of the South's most affordable, highly ranked institutions. Learn more at lagrange.edu.
Mike Arnold here from Cali the Force. Cali the Force is Newland's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are
Go ahead and get
cost.
rid of that.
Our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforce.org or follow us on
Good. Hey, New Zealand. Kiwi. Another Kiwi. That's what Sarah tells us. Virginia. I am from Atlanta, Georgia, United States of America. Thank you for joining us, Virginia.
Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
Hi, this is Mark Suriano.
We have Sarah from on one of our other feeds from New Zealand.
Right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling.
Nice to meet you as well.
For discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. We're gonna get ready to get on. I got my poll question up this morning. I just want to do something a little fun rather than too serious. Well, all of them are fun, but this one's just silly. All right, let's say I'll do a silly poll question this morning. That's right. So far, I got an Aussie and a Kiwi. Yep, cool. That's so far. And somebody that's sneaked in that's not in the chat, but they're sneaking in. They're watching. They're sneaking in and they're on.
That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Yep, so far. Well, we had some young kids come on yesterday, and they were, two young men were very, very nice. You know how young kids like to have a good time, but they ended up being very, very nice. One of them ran off to I guess you would call trolls. One guy came in and ran them off like, don't be acting like that in here. I was like, wow. Here we go. You know what time it is? It is a TGIF time. It is a Friday edition. It is good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. You are in lockdown. We got brand new people on and elder statesmen. But first, let's kick this off right here on this network known as your favorite radio show, RyanORadio. Who am I? I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host Ryan O'Neal, and of course, tell him, Triple H. Oh, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide, all over that network known as the Shoutcast, telling me you're listening. The RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation, and we are across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, East Alabama, West Georgia's family-friendly radio stations, including 99.1 FM WQEE The Key from Jordan Communications. That's right. Good morning. We're news. We're inspirational talk. And you got that right, ladies and gentlemen. We are Southern Sports. We got a lot going on with you this morning. We're kicking it off. And to my haters, I got one thing to say to you. Tell them, Triple H. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. That is right. Laying the smackdown on their candy. You know what's. Woohoo! What's up, Pete? Thank you for joining us. He says good morning to the Navajo Nation as well and everybody else. We've got the Boxing Kangaroo on with us on our YouTube page. Now, for those who don't know, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere as well. And Virginia is joining us from New Zealand. Kiwi, another Kiwi. So we've got a couple of Kiwis. We've got Sarah Bear over in New Zealand on with us this morning on one of our other feeds, as well as Diana in South Wales is on with us. We've got Kiko in Japan. Konnichiwa. We have Robert in Australia. And in Canada, Alice, David, Michael, Helen, and those fantastic there. We've got Virginia over here. I was going to say Virginia there, but we got all of them, as well as, wow, Vicky in Canada, Sweet Leaf, Sue, Bob, Tim. Where's Rodney K at this morning? Off the Navajo Nation. So there you go. Pete says, Yahweh, Sweet Leaf, yee-wee, yee-tee-wee. Itawi. Well, this is the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We welcome you in and have a little fun in there. You know, do what you got to do. I'm not making fun of your name. I just don't know how you got it wrote there. Not making fun of you. We don't make fun of anybody here. Well, we don't make fun of each other. We make fun of everybody else. They'd be, oh, cool. Oh, wait, I'll see. We take care of all of them. That's what it is. We have a good time here. And we pick at each other, but, not heavy. We had some cool kids on yesterday. Hopefully they'll be returning. I know they had a good time. Anybody talks bad about the youth is going to have to come to me, and I'm going to have to tell you wrong. I had a couple of cool kids yesterday that are so cool. That, of course, kids having their good time and everything and all that good stuff. But they were really cool and defensive about, hey, don't be acting this way and don't be acting that way. They were, telling people things. I was like, way to go, kids. Proud of them. Virginia, I don't play any music on this show. I have intros and outro music. But if you want to know what my music is, my music taste since I play drums is metal and punk rock. So there you go. Which of these things you're going to most likely do? I got a poll question up for you. Thank you guys for joining us. Which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? Yard work, watch sports or go to a game, visit family, or sleep? I'm probably going to catch up on sleep in the morning. So far, yard work has got 33% of the votes. Watching sports or even go to a game is 17% of the votes. Visit family. I love it that you guys love your family. 50% of the votes taking the top spot so far. And I guess no one's going to be sleeping because you know what? When none of us are allowed to sleep, right? We got to work, school, play, whatever. Got too much to do, so we won't be sleeping in, right? Oh, it is nice to meet you as well there. Let's jump into it. Coming up this morning, we got Holly Reese from Warrior Defenders in the final period. She and I are going to talk about International Women's Day and International Women's Month coming. This is Women's Month, so Women's History Month. We'll talk about that coming up and the final period from Warrior Defenders. Also, throughout the morning, we're going to have some sports news, just different things to shake your stick at, drop it here. Well, headline news, stuff from Israel at war, things going on there, as well as fun facts. Lenny Kravitz finally getting himself a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. We'll get into a few things going on heading into the weekend for movies, sports. Desmond Ridder is kicked out of Atlanta. Go to Arizona, buddy. Go out there to Arizona. We're done with you. We're gonna have we got a new quarterback, Kirk Cousins. We talked about it the other day, joining the squad. So we'll talk a little Falcons football for you, Falcons fans out there and everything. Ooh, what's up, Army Dogs? Talk about the Solar Max. Okay, I'll look that up. I ain't got anything on it, but we could do that. Finally getting a star. Yes. Lenny Kravitz is finally getting a star, the American woman singer, and one of my favorite songs we used to play back in the day. Are you gonna go my way? Army Dog, what's up? Thank you for your service. Army Dogs, thank you for your service. You are an awesome human being. And everything. So we'll get all this underway in just a few moments. My family is yours, and Holly, as well as the seven nations. Oh, you're probably saying the Navajo Nation. Yes, we're all family here. All right, let's jump into this. We got some headline news for you coming up in just a few moments. Yeah. What else we're going to talk about? Yeah. Oh, Scott Peterson getting himself another due date to go back to court. ESPN to expand their UFL coverage. Just Football Friday. We got a lot of Football Friday news I'm going to get you ahead and going into the River Dragons hockey tonight. Woo! It's the magnitude layer of Christ. You know what? There you go. We definitely want to talk about that. I don't have anything on it right now, but I might have to plan it out and put it on one morning just because you asked about it. Yeah, we like to do some cool things like that. That's when you ask something about that to me, it's like, hey, that's cool. You know, we just like we're gonna talk about SpaceX, what happened there, up and down. We'll tell you, it come crashing to earth like it shouldn't have. 24 minutes past the hour, I should say. And it's currently, ladies and gentlemen, holding at 58 degrees in the Metro Atlanta and Atlanta areas. We are also brought to you in part by Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, gooey things at all. Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. Some people like to watch it there, my friend. We give the updates on everything. You know, everybody's millionaires and billionaires, you know, including the politicians. You know, people talk about that 24/7 when it's not real. Middle of 2024 to middle of 2025 is going to do the same. It's going to do it this time by and by. Oh, I appreciate that. But, you know, hey, if you don't like sports, that's cool. You know, I think it's cool that you don't really care for the billionaires. I think you're a cool person for being down with that. You know what I mean? See, there you go. Why would you go work on? Well, you could do that. Some people do. Everybody makes it big, but me, Dr. Hook. There you go. Well, you can do some yard work or something. It's like my poll question this morning. I'm kind of thrown out there for fun, normally and everything. But hey, I agree with you. If you don't want to watch it, don't have to. Go work on your house. I agree. Do that. It's more productive, right? But some people like to watch sports. 80 billion other people. Cool. Which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? Yard work, watch sports, or go to a game? Visit family, or sleep? Most of you said, heck, I'm not even going to be sleeping. I'm sorry. You're in the penitentiary, so there you go. Visit family, 44% of you. Yard work, the other 44% of you say you're going to do that. And 11% is going to watch sports. All but my buddy right there, he said, I vote yard work, but you didn't have an option for running my business. Yeah, I was going to say work over the weekend, but, you know, then you know how some of those people are like, I got to work this weekend. Not like you and me who have to work properly on the weekend sometimes too. Running businesses and stuff, you know what I mean? Hey, Chris, what's up, brother? He's from his mom's basement. Is Chris the coolest cat around? Even though he's in his mom's basement, he's still a cool cat. You guys cannot say that about him. I mess with him. He's messing back. He's cool. We love Chris, man. We love Chris. I will eat brunch on a beach by the pool casino at night, then repeat every day. Man, you're going to have the life this weekend, brother. I should have put fun, right? Shout out to Chris's mom, said the boxing kangaroo. Hey, at least you got a place to stay, right? Chris Cabo, we had a little fun in the beginning, and now he does that when he comes on. I love him. I love him. He's such a cool cat. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at your traffic this go around. Brought to you by Kittlin's Work Virility. Let's take a look at it. That is a cool.
Hi, I'm Amy with Kittlin's Work Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can 678-524.
Oh, Chris.
Schedule free consultation today to discuss.
He's funny. can't say that on the radio, Chris, but that's a good one, brother. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at your traffic right quick. Only a few little traffic issues this morning on this Friday. Gwinnett County crash I-85 right before Beaver Run Road. Yeah. Why would they? Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. In the second lane. 7:30 a.m. is when it began and everything. Also, Sandy Springs road work on Johnson Ferry Road near Mount Vernon Highway. Both lanes are closed. One lane's open as both are being constructed. Downtown Noonan, here's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, here you go. And Noonan, Bullsboro, looking good. Lower Fayetteville Road picking up a tad bit, as well as Popular Road. Downtown Noonan, Jackson Street picking up as it heads into LaGrange Street and down towards Greenville Street. Let's go Interstate 85 southbound. First hit up Grantville, Lutherville, and of course Hogansville, all looking good. No traffic issues this morning. Into LaGrange, New Franklin Road picking up, as well as Commerce Avenue backed up a tad bit into downtown LaGrange. Continue on the Interstate 85 southbound as we head towards West Point. You take a right there off the West Point exit. You know what's going to happen there? Oh, yeah. There's construction going on. Take a left, get some gassed up with Loves, and then get you all hunger taken care of with Hardee's Biscuits. I like the sausage, and I like the sausage biscuit as well as the chicken biscuits. That's at Hardee's right there off of the West Point exit. Exit 79 in Valley, it's shut down for another couple of months. Construction going on there. You have to go to exit 77 in Valley and Lynette to get off. Head on down to Casita, Alabama. It's all looking good. And Auburn, Opelika is fantastic. That's a look at your traffic. Traffic brought to you by our friends at... I love it. No, not that kind of sausage, Chris. Chris is so cool. Everybody thinks, yeah. So this is how you get some cool people like Chris on. No, not that. Anyway, guys, if you see something I don't see, shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. Pete, oh, I get it, brother. Navajo is one of 7 nations other than Creek and all. Okay, I get it. There you go. Okay, cool beans. All right, coming up after the break. Yeah, I did say cool beans. Don't say anything, Chris. All right, we're going to take a break. Back here in a moment. We're going to put you guys in the penalty box for safekeeping because I don't want you guys kind of like, hitting each other over the head with sticks and everything since we are playing 3 periods of nonstop play. Coffee. That's right, Warrior Defenders. Coffee. I got that this morning. All right, we're going to take this break, put you in the penalty box when we return. Got a little bit of headline news for you. Israel war still to come. Lenny Kravitz, we'll talk about him. Scott Peterson's getting a new trial date. Well, you do what you want to do there, Chris. As long as if everybody's in agreement, I guess. We'll talk about all these stories coming up this morning and some sports news. I know my hardworking man on there is not going to watch sports this weekend. He's going to do some yard work and run his business. But hey, look at our poll question and everything. We did a little sports this morning too. Back in a moment. You guys, yeah, I agree with you, Warrior Defenders. We definitely need. She'll be in with us later. I have coffee. It's been a while. I'll probably drink it about once a week. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to interrupt what's going on. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm not talking, Chris. You do what you got to do, bro. I don't want to interrupt Chris while he's concentrating. He told me what y'all were going to be doing. I gotta be quiet, Ryan. Working 7 days a week. That's what all of us have to do for some reason. Gotta love our economy. Don't give anybody a raise, but raise everything else. That's right. You don't want your mom to walk in on you again. She'll be like, Chris, don't do that. Don't do that. Your father did that. That's why I got rid of him. I'm picking up. She always wants to help. Oh, okay. Oh, Chris would have scared off the two yesterday too, just like my two young people ran off those two yesterday. They'd be like, "This guy, I can't believe it." We from the South. I know that's right, boy. Right down here in the South, that's what we do too. Just not in Georgia. They definitely do that in Mississippi. Oh! Shh. Don't tell them I told their secrets, Chris. That's why they got that one town there in Mississippi. Like, this is all white. Keep it in the family. Well, they're trying to be like, you know how royalty was back in the 1800s. You know why they sent people to Australia? Supposedly said it was where they sent the crooks. That was the people that was like, hey, no. We don't sleep with our family members. Okay, you guys have to leave England. I'm picking. England, I'm picking. That's why you guys had to go to Australia. You're like, your great grandparents are like, well, we don't do that kind of thing. You call it pure bloodlines, but no. I'm picking. I don't want my brothers from England to get mad at me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, having a good time on my feed this morning. Behind the scenes, you guys don't know what's going on. You can't know what's going on. I'm not going to let you know what's going on. You have to subscribe to the feed and share and like and support. The people behind the scenes get a little bit behind the scenes stuff that I can get a little bit more rowdy with them than on the radio. Especially when I get cool cats in there like some of the ones we had yesterday. GH25, we got Chris, you get to pick with some of them. They like to have fun. The other feeds are, you hurt my feelings. You guys are having fun in there. I know it's not something we all want to see all the time or hear all the time, but I don't want to hold people back from having a good time. All right, which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? Yard work? This is our poll question. Watch sports and go to a game, visit family, or sleep. Looks like 45% of you say you're actually going to hang out with family this weekend. 36% of you are going to do yard work, and you're probably going to do that with family or at family's house when you hang out with them. 9% of you say you're going to sleep, as well as the 9% say you're going to watch sports and go to a game. Holly done said she's going to be working this weekend, so there you go, 7 days a week. And knowing Pete, he's probably going to be, when he gets off of work this afternoon, he's going to be cooking all weekend long. I don't know what Chris is going to be doing. I don't want to know. He said he's doing something right now. I don't want his weekend plans are already underway. Picking Chris. All right, let's jump into some of the headline news here. Feed the Shield, matings, Vikings laugh out loud. There you go. Yes, there you go. All right, let's head into some headline news, and I want to get a little serious right quick. We always get a little serious. You know, I pray. I'm a big prayer. I'm a big follower of the real Jesus Christ. So I pray for everybody and people that have been coming on going, wow, you're you care about everybody. Yeah, I do. And I like to have fun and let people have fun and all that good stuff. But I'm praying for both sides right now in Israel with the war going on. And I'm talking about the Palestinian people and the Israel people. I'm not really talking about terrorists that started all this and caused it. And now this thing is elaborated into a giant cluster, you know what. At least 20 are dead and 150 wounded in an attack on a Gaza food aid site. Of course, you know, the United States has been dropping, along with other United Nations members, been dropping off food and materials for people in Palestine. At least 20 people were killed, 155 others wounded yesterday in an attack on a crowd waiting for food in a battle area of the Gaza Strip. The death toll announced by the Palestinian Minister of Health in a statement is expected to rise as the situation unfolds and casualties take effect at the local hospital. Wow. The ministry said dozens come under Israel's shelling while waiting for humanitarian aid to Kuwait, roundabout of the northern Gaza city. The WAFA Palestinian News reported that the roundabout has been designed for the delivery of UN aid and other things subject to Israel approval. The ministry accuses Israel forces of targeting their citizens. Wow. I'm going to do a cool story here in just a minute that you're going to really like, Chris. Wow. Fire erupts in Haiti's National Penitentiary after nearly 40,000 escape. U.S. continues to airdrop into Gaza. Supplies needed. And in the escalation criticism of Israel, U.S. sanctions occupied West Bank's settlements. That's another one this morning. The United States has sanctioned 3 extremist Israel West Bank settlers and 2 associated with outposts as of yesterday. According to the Biden administration, it criticizes the Israel government over its refusal to crack down on violence that has came out upon with illegal occupied regions and different areas. Israel's occupation, Israel being occupying of the Palestinian territory of the West Bank and the establishment of those citizens as well as settlements are widely viewed as illegal under international law. And the White House has officially said that, according to President Joe Biden, has repeatedly raised the issue of settler violence with Israel's prime minister going back to the summer of 2022. Wow. We'll keep them abreast of what's going on with that. Also, Chuck Schumer, the Senator Majority Leader, said on Thursday calls for a new elections in Israel, criticizing the prime minister's leadership. He's saying there needs to be a brand new prime minister because he believes the PM's coalition no longer fits the needs of Israel's aid after the October 7th attack on Israel from Hamas. Schumer expressed his support for a temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, and also U.S. President, the one, the only President Joe Biden is pushing for that ceasefire as well. We're going to keep you abreast of what's going on with that. I know that people want to know about it. I know there's different views on both sides. In America, we don't know anything that's going on over there, so we shouldn't get all up in arms and go, I'm for this and I'm for that. You know, and I like to try to tell my fellow Americans, I like to tell you, my fellow Americans, that we need to stop saying this is the way it needs to be. That we're in the greatest country in the world. We don't really have to worry about much fighting. We have a few idiots that go and burn down cities and invade capitals on January 6th, and you know, we throw them all in jail. They were all thrown in jail, by the way. It wasn't just one side, according to conspiracy nuts out there. But we don't know what's going on in Israel between the two sides. We shouldn't judge. And if you're living in America and you feel one way or the other, that's fine. But the violence does not help out violence. And we're going to let our governments work this out. We're going to let the Prime Minister of Israel work it out. We're going to let Palestine. They know more about what's been going on over 100 years. And this is a war that's been going on forever. So I always like to say, You can have strong feelings about who you support. That's great. But to violently want to fight one another, especially if we're on the land, in the land of the free and the home of the brave, which there's been a few little incidents, but nothing nothing in these protests on either side in America for Palestine or for Israel has been violent, honestly. Not like January 6th, not like summer of 2020, nothing like that. So, I mean, really, it hadn't been anything like that. They've shouted each other down. They've got a little, push and shove, but don't push and shove, okay? But we're going to let them work it out, and we're going to sit there and we're going to, that's what the governments are for and the United Nations are for. So they need to, the media is known to lie to us. You got that right, John. We need to stop policing the world and let other countries that are far closer help protect the more vulnerable. I agree, brother. I agree. See, that's why I like presenting this stuff to you guys. I love being able to hear this is how we are. See, this is America right here. This is what most people are in America and around the world. This is what John is saying is what most of us are. We're not Democrats. We're not Republicans. We're not independents. We're not this. We're not that. We're intelligent. But like you said, the media don't want to show it on either side. Oh, wait. All glory to Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Amen, Pastor Dean. Thank you for joining us. God bless you, my friend, for being with us as well. What's up, L12FC? How are you doing? You're not getting much sleep? For those who don't know, that's my WQEE Atlanta's YouTube page up, and people are joining. But, that's what I'm saying. Most people say the same thing John says. And about time, I know you guys, about time somebody in the media says something at a real radio station that kind of sounds like us. Well, I'm like you guys. I watch the news media to go, good Lord, did they just say that? Did they have the same news story on CNN and Fox, but change the bad guys? I'm like, are these people really the bad guys? Or are you guys just saying they are? I don't know. Right? But I see that a lot, everything. But anyway, so we're going to let them handle it. That's the way I look at it. I want them to work their thing out. I meant the poll, laugh out loud. Oh, definitely sleep. Okay, the poll question. There you go. Okay. The poll question up. I kind of did a silly one this morning rather than a fun one. I usually do fun ones, whether it's sports, whether it's movies, shows, weird Wednesday, scary stuff, true crime like I did yesterday. I just want to do one as we head into the weekend because it's not WrestleMania weekend yet. I will be doing that on one Friday. But which of these most likely will you be doing this weekend? Yard work, 35% of you voted that. Watch sports or go to a game, 6%. Visit family, 41% of you. I think that visit family and yard work might work together too. And 18% are finally agreeing with me. Sleep, that's what I want to do in the morning. John, I appreciate you. John said the whole government, media, and corporations are enemy of the people. See, and I bet somebody would try to say, well, don't say anything to John. He's a cool guy, and he's thinking what normal people think. But no. He didn't say anything about imaginary conspiracy theories. He just said the government, the media, and the corporations are the people. Thank you. And look, I have to deal with them because I do this show and everything. But I always like to present everything. They will argue, not all. Nope, I agree with you, John. I can tell you with the media, John, it's an embarrassment for the way I was rendered in this business because I'm on real radio in Atlanta. The way I was brought up in this business, the first day I got hired back when I was 18 or 19 years old, many years ago, to DJ a show and play music First thing they said, no politics on the air. They said, we have a news person, this, that, and the other. Or no opinions on your politics. I'm like, well, and I asked them why. They said, well, because we've got a diverse audience and we're not here to influence them. We present them the news and everything. And then as I grew into business, I was taught by news directors and everything. No, I wasn't taught by Les Nessman, but hey, Les Nessman had more news, credibility than some of the ones we got today, right? If you don't know who that is, check out WKRP in Cincinnati, a TV show. But it's embarrassment to me to watch the media today and how they want to divide people in families and just push their narrative to make money and wonder why people don't want to go on X and watch all this stuff. It's like no big deal for one person to be on there and another person not to be on there. Who cares? They don't have as much people watching those things as when you have to subscribe and pay a lot of money to it as you do when you get free television. And the one thing I do like about News Nation is they keep it down the middle. Even though they have people that that came off of other networks on the right side and the left side, they've got producers in their ears going, don't go a little too far. They got somebody like me going in there. Actually, they got somebody like me going, you won't have a job tomorrow. We're not pissing everybody off. We're going to present the facts to these people and let them come up with their own thoughts because they're smart enough to. But that's just how I was taught. Maybe I'm wrong. Thank you, John, for putting that in there, brother. All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We're going to talk a few other headline news for you. But we got news throughout the morning in sports and everything. So don't worry. Don't worry. If there's something I hadn't talked about yet we'll talk about something you like, I'm sure. We'll have a good time, too. Like, subscribe, and share. WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key. Real radio for the real people. And we have talk all day long. We're pushing towards live talk and stuff all day long. We're pushing towards adding more and more live programming. And if you're in the Atlanta market or the Alabama market, anywhere near the Atlanta and Alabama markets, or even in Florida and Tennessee, call me at 770-347-9947. We have some great sports lineup in the business from 12 to 5, Football Fridays. They'll talk all football and stuff. We've got Rod Peterson bringing you NHL, NFL, CFL, football, and sports. We've got the man himself, Richard Holdridge from 2 to 3. That's 12 to 2 with Rod Peterson, 2 to 3. Richard's bringing you college sports, high school sports, and more. 3 to 5, Braves country. What do you think? Matt McGee's talking Braves and more. So we got the best sports lineup in the business. We got history, we got news, and we keep the news down the middle. So if you got some ideas, or someone who's got a great show and you're like, hey, they need to be on a station that's live, that doesn't have AI, that's what we do. I'm here in the mornings having a good time, bringing you the best I can. And still to come, Holly Reese joins us from Warrior Defenders. And we got another great lineup of guests next week. So stay with us. Back in a moment. Stay there.
I'd like you to take just a moment and listen to Linda Kirkpatrick explain to you
Uh-oh.
Family Patterns Matters.
I bet everybody's like, wait a minute. John said something and Ryan didn't cuss him out. That radio people, I'm not going to defend. There are other people like, you're not going to defend me? Nope. It's embarrassing. I've been doing this for a long time, guys. And between playing music and doing this, everything is, that's why I gave up playing music full time. Because this was one of my first loves, doing broadcast radio. And I'm like, I want to bring it back. I want to be, do some new things, but I want to bring it back to where everybody can listen. And that nobody's called a name because they vote over here, they vote over there. It really sickens me that people that the media calls the names. And like you said, like John said, all of them together. He's right. They don't like They don't like it when I let my listeners say, like, hey, now I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you guys. These corporations want to start spending a lot of money with me. Between you and me. Between you and me. I'll take their money. And I'll just say, John, I'm sorry, I can't talk bad about it. Be like, you're like everybody else. Well, I'm being honest. They're not. They're taking it and going, I really believe it. I'm telling you, I'm taking their money and pretending like I like them. I'm just an honest person. I got bills to pay too, you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. I appreciate all you wonderful, fantastic folks joining us this morning. Our poll question is still up on the feed. And basically, which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? Yard work, which is getting 33% of the votes. Watching a little sports or participating in sports and going into a game, 6%. Visit family, 39% of you are jumping into that. That's the top one. And sleep, 22% of you are going to join all of us that want to sleep this weekend. Heck yeah. Let's talk about SpaceX right quick for my space fans. And I don't care for Elon Musk one way or the other. I don't really care. Yeah, so I don't get into all that. I pick on them. And by the way, I do pick on everybody. If you're tuning in for the first time, I tell the news, but also pick on everybody. So, you know, there you go. We're going to have a good time. So, all right, SpaceX has hits distance. Speed milestone in its third Starship, and rocket is lost back in re-entry. That's right. The company has confirmed about 10:31 a.m. yesterday that they lost the ship coming back into orbit into the atmosphere, ladies and gentlemen. It entered the Earth's atmosphere and did not splash into the Indian Ocean like they were expecting. I don't know why. Should have been. Straight to sleep. There you go. Soul Rebel 999. Woohoo! All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm banging my head. I'm jamming. For those who can't hear on the radio, I got a little instrumental in the background of Pantera. So some of you know who they are. Some of you don't. Man, whatever. Straight edge, independent skeptic, metalhead, punk rocker. That's why I'm a little different. And that's why I'm going to, that's why I said, hey, I'll sell out to the big corporations if they pay. That don't mean I'm going to like what I'm saying. Unlike the mainstream people who already sold out and got, we really believe it. No, I don't. I believe what John says. But I got to take care of my family. So, you know, you see what I'm saying? You're like, if everybody was like Ryan, honest. Before we head out of this hour, we got a lot coming up in the period number 2 and some sports news for you that we're going to kick off in just a few. A former California rideshare driver, ladies and gentlemen, was arrested on Wednesday, actually, for assaulting a passenger he believed was, either Jewish or from Israel. This is kind of weird. In San Francisco. The incident occurred at the San Francisco International Airport on October 26th. As surging anti-Semitic stuff is going on, incidents being recorded across the United States. And of course, this is a response to the Israel-Hamas conflict. They call it a war, they call it a conflict. Can't decide. I'm just going to drop that in there each time, different things. According to the indictment, the 39-year-old was hired through a unspecific rideshare company to pick up a passenger at the California airport and drive them to their home. Prosecutors say that the man, which is going to say John, because his middle name was John, approached the passenger at the location. He asked if they were Jewish or Israel, stating that he would not transport a Jewish or Israel person. He attacked the victim, striking him in the face with his fist. Wow, this is getting out there, guys. See what I'm saying? We do have some violence in this country about it, but not like the January 6th or the 2020 summer of violence. If convicted, he can face up to 10 years of imprisonment and a big fine. Guys, think things out. Stop trying to fight. You can disagree with people without punching them in the face. You know, it's Pie Day today. That's right, Pie Day today. You can get some pie. Or as The Rock would say, give me that poontang pie. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, know your roast, shut your mouth, or else a poontang pie. Actually, it's Pie Day. Cherry, apple. What is your? That should have been the question. What is your favorite pie? There's too many out there to name. I could only put 4 in the feed, so my poll question is good. But secondary, what is your favorite pie? I like cherry pie. Sweet cherry pie. Didn't a band back in the 80s or 90s, back in the late 80s, do a song called Cherry Pie? Sweet cherry pie. She's my. Never mind. I won't get into that. All right, we're gonna take a break. Come back straight up. We're back into period number 2, and Holly Reese from Warrior Defenders in the final period this morning. Stay with us.
The 13th annual Sportsman's Raffle set for Saturday, July 27th from noon to 5 p.m.
Warrant. That's right. That's who it was.
110 chances for you to win grand prizes.
Janie Lane. I met him, the singer, before he passed away. Actually, another new singer too, who was in a band called Black and Blue.
Aces Circle in Newton. Sarge's Baptist Church. They've got the big car show set for April 6th. Rain date is
Unfortunately, for most people, when I see everybody, like this morning, I got my coffee and there was a young lady wearing a Green Day shirt. She said she's going to see Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins and Ransom. I said, I guess I need to go see them if they come into the Atlanta area. But unfortunately for me, playing in that business, I got to meet a lot of people. So it's like, I don't get that excited. I enjoy the music, but I'm like, I'm not saying they're not talented or anything. Like, I don't want people like, oh, you think you're good? Yeah. No, that's not it. It's just that when you know people, it gets all, just like I know people that if I ask them to get me some merchandise for you guys, they're going to forget to get it for me because Ryan don't really want that merchandise. He knows us. They're like, no, get the radio show. I want to try to get something to give away. Oh, yeah, I'll give it to you. A lot of friends in the business, because I've been in the business, and if I try to tell people, I'm like, you guys go at the other people at the station, you're going to have to ask these people for this, because if I ask, they know Ryan, then it's not going to even come back and talk about it. Ask them about it.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Newton, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
With SRN News, I'm Tasha Stevens. A mass casualty event has been declared after a tornado plowed through.
Let's see, you got that? Yes, we wanted that, and we needed that. We'll get rid of this. Good deal. Oh, look at the new Domino's spot in Domino's. New sponsor.
The tornado was part of a storm system that also unleashed suspected twisters in Ohio and Kentucky. Milton resident James Ashton says it was the type of storm that was hard to find a safe place to be.
National Pie Day. What is your favorite pie, everybody? Put it in the feed there. Also, we got the other question. 2 poll questions this morning, I guess. It's National Pie Day. That is me by saying that is making Pete go, gosh, I got to go get some stuff to make pies tonight. Sweet pies and meaty pies. It's National Pie Day, Pete. I know if Warrior Defenders is watching, she'll be like, yeah, let me request. Pete, here's what I want.
Michigan school shooter is found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. This is SRN.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a whole
Pile a la mode. There you go.
But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can leave reviews of pros, check their availability, even book appointments online. And what my wife
Well, I guess yesterday was Pie Day. I don't know. It's saying it's yesterday. One's saying it's today. Yes, one's saying it's yesterday. I don't know.
Re-app to get started.
What we do Pie Day?
Okay, so Domino's Perfect Combo includes 2 medium one-topping pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, 8 cinnamon twists, and a 2-liter of Coke. Today we're on the street asking real people how much they think it all cost. All of it? All of it. $44 or $45? $34.99. The 2 pizzas are probably 10 each. 75. What if I told you that this Domino's Perfect Combo is only $19.99?
Shut the front door. Domino's got all that for $19.99.
Carnival time is
You can feed
right
2
here.
families.
Grange Spring Fest with Let's Go Family
In some areas, you only can feed 1 person with that.
2 weeks of family fun.
Mississippi. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Exhibits, rides, and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College. Georgia Communications and Let's Go Family Amusement. March 7th through the 17th. LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
It's supposed to be raining. I guess it's not raining here, thank goodness. They're celebrating Pie Day, but it's not pie, it's PI, as in, you know, the mathematical pie. But they mark it with eating pie. I'm like, it's not the same thing. I got us. We'll confuse you. We're going to say PI and PIE is the same thing. But it's not. One is mathematical, part of a mathematical equation. The other one's tasty. I know people that are into mathematics might think they're both tasty.
Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. is Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to the former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street.
We're getting ready to come on back again.
Hi, this is Mark Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Let go and let God.
Hey sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of the Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time.
Woo!
Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show.
We're getting ready to go on.
Armchair quarterbacks. That's Braves Country. Back again, the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not
What?
the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
You got that right. Oh!
This time, no mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, sing it. Come on, sing it with Family Guys, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Sing it, Peter. Ah, Quagmire. Oh, Joe, sorry. Good morning. We are still going, Stewie. Don't worry about it. We are still going. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary, live and in living color worldwide and everywhere you need to be. We're kicking off period number 2. We're talking about Pi Day, PI Day. Not PIE Day, but they're celebrating it with pie. What? 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 I'm confused. Plus, Scott Peterson's getting another trial. That's confusing. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only, Ryan Neal, and of course, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide over the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, across the Jordan communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right there at 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and headline news. Also the home of the RyanORadio Penitentiary, which you were in lockdown with for another 2 hours, probably an hour and, 50 minutes with me. Stay with us. We got coming up for you a little wrestling wrap up this hour and more. Straight edge independent skeptic on the air and kicking it off. Tell them to my haters, listen up. Oh, I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Lay the Smackdown on their candy. You know what's bad. Welcome into period number 2 of RyanORadio Penitentiary. And you guys are kicking it live in our YouTube page as well, and on our Facebook page and everywhere. We are at about 9 minutes past the hour. We are holding at 59 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay the Smackdown for you. We're going to talk about National Pi Day, but it's PI Day. We'll get into that. Also, we'll have a few other little news stories. Scott Peterson getting a trial again after the murder of his wife and unborn child that he was convicted of. Now they're saying there's a possibility he didn't do it. I'm not sure if he did or didn't, but I believe he did. The way he come off acting. Dean Cain was a fantastic actor to do that, play him in that Lifetime original movie many moons ago. Back when Lifetime actually had movies that were not, what? We'll get into that this morning. Also, Lenny Kravitz, guys. Are you going to go my way? We're going to talk about Lenny Kravitz getting himself a Hollywood Walk of Fame star finally, along with a few others. And we'll dive into sports this morning. Homer Simpson pie. Pie. That's right. Desmond Ridder is kicked out of Atlanta. Get out of Atlanta and don't come back, Desmond. Go to Arizona. It's hot out there. Get out there to Arizona. We got a new man coming into Atlanta been talking about, Kirk Cousins. Now, some people are like, I don't really like him. I don't really like. Well, we'll get into it. We'll talk about all that this morning. Plus, we're weeks away from the big building up to the weeks away from 2 nights of WrestleMania. And I got Football Friday news, NFL, UFL, and more. But I like to kick this hour off with our daily devotion. Sponsored by Noonan City Church. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Pastor Jimmy Ellison, Pastor Randy, Pastor Darren, and Pastor Cedric invite you out every Sunday morning Inside services at 8 a.m., outside at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m., and hip cool kids show up at 6:30 p.m. on Sundays. That is, and you check the Noonan City Church Facebook website and it tells you the special Easter services. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. All right, coming from Jesus Listens by Sarah Young. She's bringing together 1 John 1:7, Isaiah 61:10, and Psalms 89:15 on this 15th day of March. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Your word assures me if I walk in the light, living close to you, your blood cleanses me from all sin. I'm thankful that my standing with you is not based on whether I'm confess my sins quickly enough or thoroughly enough. You've shown me the only thing that keeps me in right with you is your perfect righteousness. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I can come to you and confess in your glorious presence. I found that walking in the light of your presence blesses me in a many ways. Good things are better and bad things become even more bearable when I share them with you. As I delight in your love light, I am able to love others fully and have a fellowship with them. Moreover, then I am less likely to stumble or fall because of sin, which we all have sinned because we're humans. Lord, teach me to rejoice in your name all day long and enjoy your presence and your righteousness. In Jesus' name, amen. That's a good one. I think everybody needed to hear that. Replay. You're going back and replaying everything. I think everybody needs to hear that. I had to tell somebody yesterday, I'm like, look, you might disagree with this person over here. You guys might disagree on the differences of opinions of life, or you don't want this person to do this, or you're being attacked by this person. You're not physically, but you know what I mean. You got to understand. You got to show compassion and trust in the word. I know it's easier said than done because we're humans. Everything's easier said than done. Hey, it's easier to say I'm gonna get off work today and head home and cook a big 4-5-star meal, and then when you get home, you're like, I'll just order a pizza. It's easy to say things, but believing in the word is that 5-star meal that you're going to make, rather than just go, I believe in that word, but I'm gonna let my differences of someone else, or differences of this, that, and the other. I'm just gonna order a pizza because I just don't feel like making that 5-star meal after a long day at work. Some people do, some people don't. I mean, I'm not saying that being too tired and cooking, you should cook. I'm just kind of comparing and contrasting the whole point of being in the word. Like I told a person yesterday I was talking with, family member, you want something, you need something, you don't need to go into it with a terrible attitude. Let the other person have a terrible attitude. If you believe in the word and you believe in your Lord and Savior, then you can go into a negative situation positively. And I told him, I said, I had to learn this over my so many years of being here on earth. I'm like, I'm still not perfect. I get PO'd at times. Oh my God, this guy just told the truth on the radio and the media. Yeah, John's probably sitting there, I love this guy. Only one person in the media tells the truth. He said he'd take their money and their corporate money to take care of his family, and he's saying, hey, he's a human being, he'll say things. Wow. Truth is truth, ladies and gentlemen. I just like to get it out there. But when I'm doing these devotions, I like to say this about us. I like to say this about everyone. You know, we're humans. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to say things. But 9 times out of 10, you can control your temper a lot more than you think you can if you are dived in the word. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger. You used to think it made you weak not to be able to stand up to somebody. And men, you know what I mean. We're the first ones to like, and like one of my listeners, like, he might blame it on sports. But you know how we are. We watched a lot of Hulk Hogan, Roman Reigns. We all think we're Roman Reigns. I'm the tribal chief in this house. When really your wife is a tribal chief, but but you know what I mean. It doesn't make you weak to get into that. So I was explaining to somebody. All right, let's jump into some of the headline news this morning. It's National Pi Day. They're saying today or yesterday, I don't know. But it's PI Day, which is a mathematical equation that's used. Pi square. E equals EMC equals pi square or something like that. And of course, since 314 is the first signs for pi, I guess they do it on March 14th. It makes sense yesterday, not today, but that's what they're saying. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is marking a Pi Day with the decision that they will no longer hold frozen cherry pies to a higher standard than any other frozen or fruit pies. There you go. On yesterday, the FDA announced that it's revoking the standards of identity and quality of frozen cherry pies, saying that they were no longer needed to ensure products meet customer expectations. They don't have to be good anymore, guys. Don't worry about it. In the statement now, they're saying that they don't hold them to a higher standard. They're going to hold them off to the same standard. In the statement, the FDA said revoking the standards would provide greater flexibility and opportunities for product innovation actions that support FDA's goal to have standards of identity, modernizing. It doesn't have to be that great. Don't worry, it's got a few chips in it. Metal chips. I'm just kidding. The rule goes in effect today. Frozen cherry pie has been the only variety of fruit pies and fresh and frozen fruit pies that required a separate standards than the rest. I wonder why. They don't have to be anymore. I love me some cherry pies. I really love cherry pies. And The Rock says he loves them poutine pies. The Rock says to know your role and shut your mouth, you jabronis. All right, other headline news you can read for yourself that I'm not going to get into. Because you're an adult, or you know how to read, one way or the other. Judge denies Donald Trump's bid to dismiss the classified document case. At least 20, we told you about this last hour, dead and 150 wounded in an attack on a Gaza food aid site. American Airlines Boeing 777 makes an emergency landing with mechanical issues. And Pornhub blocks access in Texas over age-restricted laws. I don't find that too bad. Also, ladies and gentlemen, House passing a bill banning TikTok. We talked about this yesterday. Measure moves to the Senate. The bill would ban the app as if the parent company does not move out of, I guess, China, they're going to ban it because they feel like they don't want China getting Americans' information. I told you yesterday a little bit about this, that I don't think some teenager dancing on there to a Taylor Swift song is going to be that important to them. But I do think that adults that work in Congress and Senate or whatever for the government probably shouldn't have this app. I think it's one of those things. I personally believe. So there you go. All right, let's jump into a couple of court cases for you this morning. Lawyers representing the Bowen whistleblower who was found dead outside a South Carolina hotel is urging the courts to look into this, expressing disbeliefs over John Barnett's apparent suicide, and testimonies say that they don't believe this man would have done this. So, their police are still investigating into the death of the former Boeing whistleblower. Scott Peterson's getting a new court case. New court date set 2 decades after the conviction of Scott Peterson of this innocent unborn child and wife who went missing during the holidays. Of course, Scott Peterson had a little side piece as well. They're saying that evidence in the case was not 100% conclusive. So Peterson's next court date was be set for April 16th, ladies and gentlemen. April 16th. Wow. Fun fact today. I love this one. Are you going to go my way? Maybe I should play a little bit of Lenny Kravitz. Maybe I should do that. 23 minutes past the hour. You are tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary, and it is currently 59 degrees under cloudy skies. That's a look at what's going on with your time and temperature, ladies and germs. But many, many stars, Walk of Fames, Hollywood Walk of Fames. He's going to give himself a Walk of Fame. It showed it right here on this. And I'm just going to say it myself. But congratulations going out to Lenny Kravitz, one of the great singers from the early 80s, 90s. You know, his mom played Helen on The Jeffersons, right? And his dad was a New York businessman with Jewish descent. So you guys didn't know that, did you? Now you do, if you didn't. The American woman / Are You Gonna Go My Way singer, Lenny Kravitz, received his first honor in a long time alongside his daughter Zoe and actor Denzel Washington as he gets a Hollywood Walk of Fame star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's right, Lenny Kravitz finally got it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the chosen. I'm the one. Oh, yeah. Come on. He won't leave until he's done, and he's got that Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Bam, 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 bam. Don't play these games. Wait until I'm done. What I really want to know is, are you going to go my way? Oh, you got to know, baby. Congratulations to, thank goodness he finally got a Hollywood Walk of Fame star and honored before the man even dies years from now. Yeah. Change and rearrange. Yeah, buddy. Here comes the drum breakdown. Bam, 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 bam. And rubber dub. You got to dance and be in love. There you go. Congratulations once again to Lenny Kravitz getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His daughter was there with him, also Denzel Washington. Probably one of the greatest guitarists of all times, but he's underrated as one of the greatest musicians of all times. You know how to do a little music this morning. We're going to take a break, and when we return on the network, we'll do a little sports news, get ready for other news that's going on. I got some more headlines for you, and we'll talk about something that's kind of weird. Plus, we'll get ready for Holly Reese coming up in the final period from Warrior Defenders. Stay with us. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on. You're in lockdown, and we're going to put you in a penalty box for safekeeping. Back in a moment. Ha! Are you going to go my way? Yeah, you are, because you're listening to RyanORadio Penitentiary.
Street in Noonan.
Always one of my favorite songs there.
Roving scooters are doing things at all. Well, for this Friday, scattered thunder showers during the early morning hours. More widespread showers by the afternoon. Gusty winds high near 72. Winds southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rainfall 90%. Thunder showers early this evening.
Wow.
Then cloudy skies overnight. Low near 58. Chance of rainfall 90%. Light and variable winds. Cloudy skies for your Saturday with partial clearing by the afternoon. High near 74. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies going into your Saturday night. Low near 54. Winds light and variable. A 70% chance of showers hitting your Sunday morning. Cloudy skies with some showers. High near 64. Showers continue into your Sunday night with a 60% chance of showers. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with a low near 42. Partly cloudy skies on Monday with a high near 56.
Are you gonna go my way?
Active pest control.
And I got to.
Offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bed bug, worm and roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active pest control.
And I got to.
Active pest control. Repair. Bond. Best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control. 34 Jefferson Street, Noonan. 770-954-9941.
Moving is a big decision. Selling or buying a home in any market, but especially today's, can raise a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Amy with Killingsworth Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to meet your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sale agent.
Carnival time is
Rocking today. There you go.
Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with over 30 exhibits, rides, and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by
How you gonna go my way?
Georgia Communications.
Been a long time since that song.
March 7th through the 17th, LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
Okay, so Domino's Perfect Combo includes 2 medium one-topping pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, 8 cinnamon twists, and a singular Coke. Today we're on the street asking real people how much they think it all costs. All of it? All of it. $44, $45, $34.99. The 2 pizzas are probably 10 each. 75. What if I told you that the Domino's Perfect Combo is only $19.99? Shut the front door. It's Domino's Perfect Combo and it's all just $19.99.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood360radio.com.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of the 45's Affair radio show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
Are you ready?
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown, rocking, noon, and dancing, man. Thank you very much, Pete. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown. Come on out of the penalty box. We got a few things in store for you. 32 minutes past the hour, holding at about 59 degrees under cloudy skies out there. Rain is expected to take over by the afternoon, so get ready for that. Take an umbrella with you. We got people on our YouTube page as well this morning, and I'm asking a burning question for the weekend. All right, which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? Will you do yard work, watch sports, or go to a game, visit family, or sleep? 32% of you say yard work. Only 5% of you are going to waste time on the couch or probably go to a game. 37% of you say you're going to visit family, which probably add that with the yard work together. And 26% of you say you're going to sleep this weekend, man. I got to sleep. I got to rest. Yeah, you're hearing the D-Generation X theme song in the background. I had to play that this morning to come back in, ladies and gentlemen. Still to come, War Defenders, the one, the only. Holly Reese will join us in the final period of play this morning. But I didn't do that little DX thing because, I got to remind my Generation Xers that we were running around being rebellious and doing all this stuff, and then we're going to find it's offensive to what the kids are saying today. While we're running around going, suck it, suck it, suck it. 2 words for you. Yeah. Well, we finally got into church. Yeah, we finally figured out. God finally said, hey, guess what you were doing? You were doing wrong too. You got to be a better influence, not tell them you're an idiot. We can't pull what our parents pulled on us because they smack us upside the head and we roll down the hill. You remember the old thing? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack come down. And when Jack came down, tumbling down, and Jack fell down, and Jill came tumbling after or something like that. I can't remember. Really, it was Jack and Jill's mother that got mad at him because Jill's smart. And I said, whatever, Mama. And Jack says, don't talk to us like that. So, Jack and Jill's mom pushed him down the hill. You didn't know that was part of the story, did you? Boomer generation. That's the way they were. They toughed us up. Not. Yeah, so you millennials and younger, you need to be kind of understanding of the old Generation Xers, because their parents, when they told us a fairy tale of Jack and Jill went up the hill, and then Jack fell down, and Jack fell down and went rolling down the hill or something, and Jill come tumbling after. I can't remember how it went, but really it was Jack and Jill's mom pushing them down the hill. Basically, the boomers are like, if you don't act right, we're going to push you down the hill. And we were scared, We rode the frozen tundra. We were inside an ice box all the way to school. Then once we got to school, it might have been heated up, but at least the driver had a heater on them. That was fine. And then we played dodgeball with basketballs and other hard balls. I mean, you got to feel sorry for the Generation Xers. We were abused, okay? Some of us take it as, it made me a man. It made you something. Made you mean, for sure. It made you tough. Made you tough that your parents beat the living daylights out of you. And that was the good parents. Just think about the ones that were actually abusing their kids. Oh no, Ryan, you're going to make somebody mad. I'm just trying to remind my generation that we gotta kind of pull back on how we're calling these kids names and saying things, because we really were not brought up. You know, it is all right to fall off your bicycle in the summer and stay out to the dark. That's fine, okay. But then you knew you better be home as soon as that street light come on, or you were gonna get a switch. Well, it wasn't really a switch; it was more of a branch off a tree. But you know. That was kind of bringing us up proper, right? I can look back and laugh on all this stuff because my parents weren't that hardcore, but they were hardcore, but they weren't that hardcore. I can look back and laugh on this, but that's why when I start seeing people say things about these kids, and different things, I go, well, you know, they need a whooping, but they don't need a beating. There's a big difference. My mom knew how to whoop us. She didn't beat us. Okay. I was surprised she came from that boomer generation and did that. Most of the boomers knocked you out of the seat. You don't want to eat them mashed potatoes. Pop! Smack you in the face, and then you still had to eat them hot mashed potatoes. And your mouth was hurting while you were eating them too, and you better not cry while you were eating. That made you tough, right? That brought you up, right? As adults, we start thinking, going, you know what, Ryan? You know what? I shouldn't have been slapped because I was hungry that day, or I might have stuck and got candy. Yeah, I should have been punished, but smacked him upside the head and made to eat my food when my mouth was hurt and smacked in my mouth. Yeah, that wasn't, you're right, that might have been abuse. That didn't make me tough. That didn't make me appreciate eating my chicken and mashed potatoes and everything. I'm just bringing that up because I like those, but, you know, liver and onions, liver and whatever. Ugh. We had to eat liver once a month. Oh, man. We used as much A1 steak sauce on as we could. Thank God they came out with iron pills and stuff. Now, some people like liver, and some people like liver and onions. My dad loved liver. Yeah, Lord. But I just, I felt like that was abuse, making me eat that. I don't want this. Tonight we're having liver. Can I have some A1 sauce on it? And Dad's like, you don't need that A1 sauce on there. That's a waste. That's for steak. I'm like, this stuff sucks. Oh, Pete loves liver. Oh, man. Well, Pete, maybe a way you cook it or something, but I'm not a liver person. I'm just saying the abuse. Yeah, Generation X, the boomers beat the living mess out of us. And then I go, you're wrong. It was bringing you up right when I smacked you in the mouth and your mouth hurt for a week. You didn't smart off at me. I understand not smart off to your parents and everything. And some of these kids today do. And they need whoopings and real whoopings and everything. Pete says he only gets it at Town and Country. I love that place. He just gave me a reminder. I might have to try something, do that this weekend. Hadn't had any of that in a while. Oh yeah, I just had to. All right, I think we're set the same for the poll question. Guys, get in there and like, subscribe, and share, and answer our poll question this morning. Let's jump into some sports for you right quick. 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. We're holding at 59 degrees. I tell you what, we're going to take a break, come back. We've got Football Friday on the way for you after the break. And preview Smackdown. All that's coming up after this break. Don't you move away from that radio dial. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page. Taking everybody back to their youth when their parents smacked them in the mouth and made them eat dinner, even though it snuck a couple of chocolate chip cookies or Oreos. That just made us tough. Yeah, right. Back in a moment. Oh, I do got to say this before I go to a break. What about these buy one, get 50% off deals that you get at some of these, pharmacies, stores? They only have one in there, but you can buy one and get one free, but they only have one. They put only one out. Why do they do that? So do you buy that one, but you don't get the second one for free? Why? Why do they do that? Back in a moment. That was just something that came to my head. I was asked to talk about that. Back in a moment, though, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to dive deeper into that later on, maybe next week, and I'll give you a rundown of our list of wonderful guests. All that's still to come this morning. And Holly Reese in the final period from Warrior Defenders.
Or on your favorite trail, you get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively. With technical drills to build their survival skills, you can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow. WarriorDefenders.com.
Hank Arnold here from Coweta Force. Coweta Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies.
Oh, I know what I could do. Why am I doing this?
Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to the former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
This is Dave Scott, host of Spaced Out Radio. Come join us every night starting at midnight on WQEE 99.1 FM. Together, we will head down a path of mystery and unbelievable stories of people experiencing true tales of ghosts, UFOs, monsters from the finest storytellers we know. Tune in Spaced Out Radio nightly on WQEE 99.1 FM, where together, my friends, we own the night.
It's Football Friday! Time for us to bring you up some news there. Let's do it. Oh, you can feel it. Here we go, everybody. Friday night is a great night for football, but so is Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday mornings with Richard Aldridge, and Thursday everywhere. I think we got football just about every night like wrestling. Let's talk a little football action for you. It's Football Friday all day from 12 to 5. Tune in today for Football Friday, CFL, NFL, and a little NHL with Rod Peterson, 12 to 2. 2 to 3 p.m., high school football action and NFL action, including baseball playoffs and more, or baseball season and more. And with the one, the only Richard Holdridge with the Sports Beat, 2 to 3. And 3 to 5, Braves Country Radio. Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks talking about NFL as well as college football and getting you ready for some Braves baseball. It's Football Friday. They all got it going on, and I am going to do it. Not football, hockey, go Red Wolves, go. That's right. They're talking about bringing the Red Wolves into our town. I like that name better than anything. I'm going to see if we can get that over to the new ownership. They're also saying the NHL responded that, we appreciate it. We may not want another one, but they may be just doing that to throw people off. All right. Sorry, I got to do some football news for you. I want to go ahead and tell you. The Atlanta Falcons have agreed to trade quarterback Desmond Ridder to the Arizona Cardinals. Bye-bye. So long. See ya. People are happy to see him go. I feel bad for the guy because he was just coming in this and young and not really prepared for the NFL and what it is. Maybe under a different leadership, he might do better in Arizona. But, yeah, he's been sent out there in exchange for wide receiver Rondale Moore. A source familiar to UPN Sports said yesterday the third-round pick in the 2022 NFL draft only completed 64% of his thrown 2,836 yards, 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 15 appearances with the Falcons last season. He started 13 games from 2023 to 2024. So there you go. He's out of here, and we're going to get Rondale Moore in exchange, who's a second-round draft pick in 2021, totaling 135 catches and 3 received touchdowns for his first season, and he's looking good. We're going to be putting him there with Kirk Cousins, who's an elder statesman, a veteran, who's going to be making his way to the Falcons football camp this year. 4 years, they say. And I hear a lot of Falcons fans are not too ecstatic about this. I don't understand why. I understand we want Justin Fields. Here's what I understand. We probably want a hometown boy. Justin Fields would have been great. I think that if Stetson Bennett would have come back, if he could play in the NFL, he has been just started last year with the Chargers. If he could have come to the Falcons, man, people would have been more excited about that. But we'll see what Kirk Cousins has to do and everything coming from the Minnesota Vikings. I know there's going to be so many people with opinions. Hey, that's the way it is. Opinions are like noses. Everyone has one. Well, most everybody has one. A nose, that is. Everybody has an opinion. NFL free agent wide receiver Calvin Ridley, formerly of the Falcons, who went to the Jacksonville Jaguars and now heading to the Titans at $92 million deal. He's got a 4-year contract with them. Indianapolis Colts have signed quarterback Joe Flacco to a pack deal of $8.7 million. The LA Chargers released their wide receiver Mike Williams. It's going to save them $20 million in salary cap space. And speaking of the UFL, which is coming at the end of this month, March 30th and 31st is going to be the beginning of the season. March 30th on Fox, have our Birmingham Stallions be in action against Arlington. And, of course, Sunday is going to be on ESPN. ESPN is going to expand its UFL 2024 coverage with a weekly post post show on the platform. The UFL post game show will be hosted by ESPN's Daniel Poppy and Scooby McGaz. Say that 5 times fast. They'll make appearances from UFL players, coaches, and league broadcasters. Kicking off on that Sunday will be DC Defenders against San Antonio Brahmas, noon Eastern. And the Memphis Showboats will take on the Houston Roughnecks, 3 p.m. on that Sunday. There you go. I got some River Dragons. Stay with me. Also, the Super Bowl of the UFL will be held in St. Louis, whether the St. Louis Battlehawks win or not. The mayor of St. Louis made an announcement as of yesterday at 11 a.m. They're excited. The Dome at the American Center will be the place in June for the first UFL championship. Mike Rose, a former Iowa State standout, will be playing linebacker for the St. Louis Battlehawks as he's seeking his way back to an NFL opportunity. And that's football news for you. And I'm going to be keeping up with football. I'm sorry, I do. I'm excited about it. NHL is getting ready to close out as well. And we've got CFL football around the corner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, River Dragons are back in action this weekend at the Civic Center, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, 7:05, Sunday, 4:05 will be the puck drops and everything on. Sorry about that, guys. I was responding to one of my guests. Oh, we got 5 other things to do at one time. The River Dragons, Baton Rouge will take on the Columbus River Dragons tonight, 7:05 puck drop on the YouTube page, and 4:05 tomorrow puck drop. NHL Friday games have the Ducks and the Jets at 8 p.m. and the Kings and the Blackhawks at 8:30. Connor Bernard back on the ice tonight. So there you go. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, WWE. I gotta play a theme song for wrestling to talk about tonight. WWE. Preview for tonight's Smackdown will have Bayley taking on Takaya Kai, representing Damage Control. Rey Mysterio will return. LWO, Escobar's crew, and more. Also, what will The Rock and the Tribal Chief and the Bloodline have to say after last week Cody Rhodes smacking The Rock in the mouth? It's called a receipt. Cody smacked The Rock in the face. Nobody's ever done The Rock like that. Well, nobody's ever done The Rock like that except for The Rock's ex-wife. Oh, I got that theme music in the background. Tribal Chief. So what will they have in store and talk about tonight? That begins at 8 p.m. on Fox. Also, AEW Rampage, 10 p.m. on TNT. And tomorrow night's AEW Collision, only a couple of matches have been announced. Kyle O'Reilly will take on Brian Keith, and the AEW World Tag Team Tournament kicks off since Sting retired and Darby Allin had to give up the tag belts. How come Darby Allin had to give the belts up? He couldn't just go find another partner? No, we're going to put the titles on somebody else. We'll see who's going to happen in AEW. We're weeks away from WrestleMania. What you gonna do? Thunderbolt Patterson has been elected to the WWE Hall of Fame alongside Paul Heyman. The U.S. Express, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotunda, which is the uncle and father, Mike Rotunda's father, Uncle Barry Windham of Windham Rotunda. You guys best know him as Bray Wyatt. And they're pushing, The Rock's pushing to get his mom. Is it his mom or his grandma put into the Hall of Fame? Because they started a wrestling company down, on the islands of Samoa. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we do know some of these people have been announced: Thunderbolt Patterson, Boo Nakata, the U.S. Express, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotunda, Paul Heyman, and ECW Country in Philadelphia. ECW, ECW, EC-Dub, EC-Dub, EC-Dub. There you go. All right, we're getting ready to close out this. On the way, Holly Reese from Warrior Defenders. That's coming up. We're going to talk about International Women's Day and Women's Month with her. All right, one more note on our YouTube page. I still got the fun. I got the silly question in the morning this morning. I'm just going to do the silly question. It's called the silly question. Heading into the weekend, most of you might not think it's silly. Which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? Yard work, watch sports or go to a game, visit family, or sleep? If I was asking this during football season, I tell you, I know it would be number one. 32% of you say you're going to do yard work. 5% say you're going to do watch sports or go to a game. Visit family with 37% of you. And 26% of you say you're going to sleep this weekend. I'm going to be part of that 26% sleep tomorrow. We're going to take a break. Back in a moment as we continue to move forward on this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Matt from Action Wrestling joins us next Friday on the network. Also, next Thursday, we're going to have Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast, true crime expert, another unsolved homicide in small town USA. Next Tuesday, our good friend Shane B joins us from. On Monday, we'll have Coach Tommy Lewis with a sports update. Cher says she's going to see the Ron Keel band in concert. Awesome. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
To listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show, hosted by me, Ariel Green. Each week, we'll learn ways to be more sustainable in our everyday lives. We'll discuss.
Let's see. Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I am recovering from a long couple days.
I'm sure.
I was in Cartersville and Dallas the last 2 days.
That's what Pete said.
So it's great to be there, but it's recovering from the drive. But I'm glad to be back and looking forward to being back up in North Georgia this weekend. I mean, not this weekend, this coming week again in 2 different other locations.
Cool. Well, we're going.
Marietta and Woodstock.
Oh, okay. Well, you're really gonna be in some traffic this weekend then.
So it's like my weekends are during the week, and on my weekends, that question you're asking, I'll be shooting another podcast this weekend for Empower Strike Back.
Oh.
So I'm excited about that.
I'm excited too. I'm glad you guys are getting to do that.
Yeah, I can't wait to share all these podcasts that I'm doing.
It's always going to be fun for sure. Let's see here.
We're going to make it entertaining and fun and educational.
You have to. Let's see, where is those questions? I got you get so much stuff with your name in here. Okay, there we go.
Well, we talk a lot.
All right. Happy St. Patty's Day weekend. Is it St. Patty's Day weekend? Okay, I forgot about that.
It is. Everything's going to be green, so be careful what you eat.
Oh my goodness, I've been here 2 hours this morning. Forgot all about that. Thank you, Cher, for reminding me.
It's going to be the green shade.
I can't keep up with all these holidays.
Green eggs, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I can't keep up with all these holidays. Every day we got a holiday. It's St. Patty's Day. It's National Pie Day. It's Pizza Day. It's Change Your Oil Day. I mean, there's so.
And Donut Day. They were expecting me up there in Cartersville. They made purple donuts for my standards. My color was purple.
See, I just don't have time to. I just don't have time to remember every single day out there.
No, and then it's like we made donuts. They're purple to match your colors, and I'm like, oh.
See, I know Easter's in 2 weeks. I know Easter's in 2 weeks, Cher. I just forgot about St. Patrick's Day. I mean, good Lord.
Well, it feels weird to have the Easter in March, though.
I know. I wish they wouldn't have Easter in March. It used to be in mid-April.
Yeah, it's really like rushing the whole year now. So it's been interesting scheduling the seminars because of all the holidays in March and
Well, I tell you,
other things going on. It has been interesting.
the biggest holiday month of the year is June because it's my birthday month, so it's the biggest holiday month.
Oh, that's an important month then.
That's the biggest one. All the rest of them are, whatever. Forget Valentine's Day. Forget Thanksgiving. It's the month of June because it's Ryan O'Neal's birthday month.
Well, then that's an all-month thing now, isn't it?
That's right. Everybody's doing month birthdays. I'm like, really? Does that mean you're turning a day if there's 31 days in March? Does that mean that you're turning a day older for 31 days? So if you just say somebody was 46, that they go from 46 and they add 31 days to that?
Well, what I find fascinating is leap year. So the people that were born on leap day, there was something in the news. This one lady, she was older. I don't remember the exact year she was actually, but she only celebrated her 29th because she was born on leap day.
Well, there you go. That's fine. I'm good with that. The one I'm really kind of not good with is I don't really understand the whole celebrating the whole month. I mean,
so there's also like credit cards that expire this year on the 29th of February next year, but there is no 29th next year.
aha!
So how does that work with driver's licenses?
That means you're just gonna have to get it before the 28th.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't need to renew it until 4 years from now.
Well, they got those.
The calendars have always been interesting to me because of how they're made. So
Well, I'm liking how the motor industry is doing now. How the DMV is doing now, where they're giving you 6 years to renew.
Yeah, but the only time we look at our license is when we're filing taxes or get pulled over. So we have to kind of get reminders. The DMV should send us little reminders.
Yep, they should. Get pulled over? What are you getting pulled over for? Are you driving too fast, Holly?
Oh, that was a long time ago, but now I don't even look at my license anymore, and I really need to more often so I can keep up with when it's going to expire. I don't look at it.
I always look at the year that it's going to expire, and I don't even pay attention to my license till I get a year closer to it, and then I go, okay, next year I got to get it.
Well, I think I might need to just put it in my calendar.
Yep.
To renew it, the year it's supposed to renew, so I don't forget. Because mine is around the holiday, so it's January. So you gotta get it before Christmas because then there's no New Year's, they're not open, things like that. So it's kind of right there in that little window. and that's also the cars and all that. So I have to do all that in advance before the holidays hit.
I understand completely.
Yeah, that's a problem being born around the major holidays.
I know. I got family members was born around those times on Christmas Eve and a couple days after Christmas or a day after Christmas. Yeah. I mean, they like.
1 year.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
1 year, it was when the DMV was updating and the place was closed for a whole week. And I was like, how am I supposed to get my tag? It was a little complicated and stressful.
They said, well, that's not our problem.
Yeah, that's what they told me.
See, that's an issue. It's not our problem. We don't care. We're taking time off because we worked really, really hard.
I think they were remodeling that week or updating their system.
Yeah.
And it was I don't remember what year it was. It was right after COVID.
Well, Cher said that you should have at least 30 days after your birthday to renew, and I agree with that.
Yeah, but it still stresses me out. It's like,
Well, what they should do, they should just give us a driver's license for life. And then when you get to be a certain age, then they make you go back in there, when you hit that age 70 and make you go back in there and renew it.
Retest.
Yep, retest. All right, we're getting ready to go on. We're getting ready to go on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's the final period of play on this TGIF. And I'm just now finding out, oh my goodness, it's St. Patty's weekend. Oh, stay tuned. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only, Neal, and I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, across that RyanORadio media page, Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles and Canada, and finally the Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and headline news. Also, you're in lockdown with yours truly. All right. We're welcoming in our guest this morning right after this. Stay with us. We're going to be defending ourselves with a warrior. So stay tuned. You got to know what that means. But to my haters out there, I got one thing to say to you. Get up close to the radio dial. I know you guys are going to listen to this. And to all my haters, this is what I have to say to you. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Welcome in at 10 minutes past the hour, 59 degrees still, cloudy skies out there. You are Time and Temperature, sponsored by the wonderful folks at Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Newton. All right, our guest this morning is celebrating International Women's Day as well as Women's Month. She is a warrior. She is a defender. She's a wife. And she is hanging out with us on Friday, as always, with a busy, busy week ahead, working 7 days a week. Please welcome from Warrior Defenders, the one, the only, Holly Reese. Good morning, Holly.
Good morning, Ryan. It's great to be here today.
Great to have you on with us. Go ahead. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, it's been a long week, but I'm glad that we could schedule this time to talk about an important thing this month for a lot of women. And since I talk to a lot of women year round, International Women's Day,
Woohoo!
8th, International Women's Month is this month in March, along with all the other holidays we were talking about just before we got
I know, right? Now, it's funny how they put Women's History Month in the month of March when they know that the history of women is you're always busy, and they're going to make you even more busy with St. Patty's Day and Easter.
Yeah, all in 1 month. There's just
Right.
so much going on.
Yeah, you know, just
And
make it easy.
and
Go ahead.
yeah, and spring break coming up right after that too.
Oh my goodness. I mean, wow. I know people are having different spring breaks next week. Some have this week. Yeah, wow. It's just one of those things that, you know, it's a busy month and everything. And so I'm just now getting that, hey, it's going to be St. Patty's Day this weekend. I'm forgetting all about that. I used to know that because I worked at a radio station that we went on the air live March 17th one year. So we remembered St. Patty's Day every year, but we didn't do that here. So I don't remember. Let's talk about Women's Month and everything. I know it's Women's Month. So what is International Women's Day as we get into that first, Holly?
Sure. International Women's Day is celebrated in different ways throughout the world, but in the United States, it was initiated as a holiday because in 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued this to the Americans to encourage recognition and celebration of women's historic accomplishments during the month of March. The week of March 8th was International Women's Day. So International Women's Week, and then in 1981, Congress declared the week of March 8th as International Women's History Month. So that is to celebrate all the accomplishments that have been done by women in so many levels of industry. Because not only do women work hard in their families, taking care of their littles, but they also work hard taking care of their families and making sure everything runs correctly. Honestly, women are CEOs of their own households, so it's a lot of work for all of us to do, but adding careers to that is definitely something that needs to be acknowledged.
For sure. Women are important in our society. Where do you see this most?
Where I see this most is women supporting women and women-owned businesses and organizations. Women are entrepreneurs by most natures because they have to work to make sure that their households run. So that puts them right into the line to be entrepreneurs, to run their own business. And they are a powerful force for innovation and economic growth. Not only, even if they don't have a career, women are in charge of their economy in their own house. So they are the ones that businesses market to. So they need to be acknowledged that we have the voice in our market and our economy, and for our accomplishments and what we've done in science, in astronauts, in travel. And one fun thing that I like to say is even back in the medieval days, and you were talking about royalty earlier this morning,
right?
Women, the queens, sat behind the kings and were counseling the kings to decide what they should do in their world powers.
That's true. That's true. And, you know, not only that, you were talking about women counseling the kings. They do that in this day and time. They counsel their husbands. If they didn't, their husbands wouldn't know how to wash their hair or put the right clothes on.
Sometimes that is true.
No, most of the time true.
There's also women who have ruled countries, and Queen Elizabeth,
yes,
being one of the most recent monarchs. Cleopatra was a strong influence in her monarch as well. And if you look back in history, the actresses who have built whole style lines for both men and women to influence society on how we dress, and that's extremely important, and that has changed many, many times over the decades.
It definitely is. And you know, one thing that hasn't been done quite yet, and I'm gonna go off into a different question of my own, since we just brought up all of the monarchies and the leadership, is we have not had a woman president. We've had senators, congressmen, all kind of things, governors, but we haven't had a woman president. And this is gonna be controversial, and all the guys are going to kick me out. I'm ready for a female president myself. When do you think we will be able to elect a woman president? I'm not going to any kind of political party, but I'm just saying, When do you think this could be possible? When do you see that happening?
It's possible now.
Amen.
And that's what's so fascinating about what women have been able to gain their rights for so long, is that there was a time not long ago that women couldn't vote.
Yes.
And so now they have that opportunity. They also have the opportunity to rise above and accomplish every goal they want. So if there is somebody out there who wants to accomplish to be president, it's possible now, when years ago it wasn't. So it's fascinating to see how in a short period of time we have grown. And since, the 1980s was when this was established, that's not long ago that it was acknowledged
Right.
how important women were in society.
Well, the thing about it is, finally seeing a Women History Month, and every month now seems to have, we've had Black History Month for a long time in February, which I think is the shortest month, which I think is, kind of disrespectful, but should be on another longer month. But finally having a Women History Month and everything, knowing that women history is very important to us, and kind of overshadowing this month with all kind of holidays and family vacations and stuff. How important is Women History Month, International Women's Day, and all that to you?
I appreciate it because it's in the 1950s and things. If you go back to the advertisements that were made and how women weren't exactly treated properly in some of these advertisements, like it was okay to spank your wife in cartoons and things like that, that has changed. And because we now have more of a voice, we can be who we need to be. We can be our own heroes. We can be respected in the business industry. We're not looked down upon like way back in the 50s. There was secretaries, and they were kind of like looked down upon and not really treated respectfully. And now we have this acknowledgement in society where you can't go up and smack a woman on the bottom.
Amen.
Like that in a work environment. Yeah. So it's still there. We still have some work to do with some men who think they can do those things and talk disrespectfully or treat them a different way. But to me, celebrating the achievements of women's history is also in our own community. And to me personally, for the women that I meet so many survivors and ones who have stepped up, who have gained their life back from being in abusive or controlling situations, that those are the ones that have chosen to be free from their past and their traumas, and they learn to strengthen others and inspire others to do the same. And we have that voice now, so we should not be quiet when we feel like we're being disrespected, and we need to make sure that we stand up for what all these other women in the past have tried to give us the ability to have a voice. And when I meet these women, that is inspiring to me, and they need to acknowledge themselves of how far they've come as women, especially in the month of March.
Well, I'll tell you, the thing about it is, and guys, she's not saying your wife doesn't want you to spank her. That's just in private, not in public. But but that's a whole different thing. But there's this thing that I don't seem to understand, I guess because my mindset different than those 1968 mindset guys out there. I just don't understand. The only thing that I see in these people that are calling cancel culture and not understanding that, why can't you smack a woman on the butt? She just going to cause me to lose everything, like that idiot that did that to that reporter a few years ago in Savannah, and everything. What I'm kind of comprehending, like I do when I talk about these same people who are that are racist and hateful against African Americans and blacks and everyone, I think they're just scared, not only because they think they're going to lose their spot, but they're scared because they know that the people that they're trying to push back down are a lot more educated than they think they are. And the reason these men do this stuff to you women that are like that is because they know that if you did have a chance to run the White House, it's like Sheriff says, the right woman would straighten this country out. I believe 110% that's true. They're just scared of women having opinions, is what it is.
And there's a fear to lack of understanding.
Yes.
So, and men think differently than women, so they don't really understand sometimes the logic that we use versus the logic that men use. And it's
We don't have
different.
logic.
It's not wrong. It's just different. So they have to kind of use a section of their brain that they don't really know how to use. And that's not a fault. It's just what we think different. The Mars and Venus concept is true.
It's true.
And a lot of men don't really want to go that part of their brain because they don't understand it.
Right.
If we could educate more men to understand women, and of course women need to understand men to know how to communicate with them. So there's a barrier of communication, and it's something that a lot of men haven't learned or are afraid to learn or don't understand. Like, if men don't understand that catcalling is offensive, even in this day and age,
yes,
you're walking in town, they will come up to you and think it's okay to touch you inappropriately and just walk on like they didn't do anything wrong. And it's in their mindset. Some men still in their mindset that women are still possessions. Way back in the day, women were possessions. They were the trophy wives. They were the ones who had to be the Leave It to Beavers and dress a certain way and present themselves a certain way. And we have the right to not look the way we want to look one day and be who we want to be. And, and sometimes I think there's still a possession for some men that think they have to possess a woman or they have to possess a person, and to make themselves feel like that's what's supposed to be.
Well, they get that concept from great grandpa, because back in the day, women were not allowed to go out of the house and work outside the house. And in 2024, everything's different. And if a woman has an opinion, they just think that woman is just evil and she's just, she's a feminist. And I'm like, it's not being a feminist just because a woman says, hey, you know what? I don't want to color my hair today. That's not being a feminist. Not want somebody to touch you. That's not being a feminist. You know what I'm saying? The thing that gets me, and I've always been this way, is when I see a woman walking down the street and we have to share the sidewalk, I try to get as far off the sidewalk as I can, away from them to make them feel comfortable, because I want them to know that, hey, I'm just going to wave at you and walk on by, but I'm going to be so far away from you, because I feel like that's being respectful. That is
something that I wish would come back more. Chivalry is not dead, but I wish that there would be more classes on chivalry for men. And there's also ladylike behavior classes.
Yes.
Those things should come back, not to put us back a few steps.
No, that's not.
Have respect for your fellow humans.
Right.
And to know how to show that respect to fellow humans on the street, and to not look at women a certain way to make them feel uncomfortable. So I appreciate that, Ryan, about you, because you see it from both sides, and that's something that a lot of men, I think, we just need to have those kind of classes for the younger ones, so they know how to treat each other, and it's just being respectful as a human being to each other. It doesn't matter who you are. It's got to
be taught. And Pete, I got to drop this in here. It says, I worship my warrior queen. I just had to put that in there. Which is fantastic.
He knows how to take care of his shield maiden.
That's right. And I love hearing that. But it's going to take men like us, like Pete and myself, to just say things and not be afraid to say things, because we're not afraid to say things. And because here's the thing, other men are afraid that men are going to call them names, and they are going to be guys that pick at guys and men that pick at, oh, you're whooped, your wife, da 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 da. But men like us, like Pete and I, we don't hear that kind of stuff from our fellow men because they know that we're just going to be like, forget you. You know, we don't care what you're saying. You know, that doesn't bother us, you know, but it's going to take more of us saying, you know, because women like you are teaching other women how to be proper and how to speak proper and how to talk proper and be a woman. And as long as good men out there, I think we got majority of the people out here that understand this. It's just you got a few people that they want to live in that old school way, and they think that everything is cancel culture because we're celebrating women. We're celebrating Black History Month. We're celebrating Latino History Month. We're just celebrating our fellow human beings and their backgrounds because 40, 50 years ago, even longer, like you said, they were never treated as humans.
And you can learn so much in these highlighted months. You can learn a lot about Black history in Black History Month. There's
I
always
do.
people sharing things that you might not have known.
And I always do,
I
yes.
believe that every time you should never not stop learning.
Nope.
So there's always something to learn in this world. And the day that you've learned everything is probably the day you shouldn't be here anymore. So you always should be open to learning something about somebody else's culture, Latino culture, Black History Month, the women's accomplishments in science.
Yes,
There was a woman who discovered DNA.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't know that. And astrophysicists and nuclear scientists and all of this. So there's a lot of accomplishments that can be made from anybody, and they all need to be acknowledged.
It definitely is, you know, and everybody has something to give and everybody has something to contribute to society. And that's why our society is as far advanced as it is, because I could think of something and then you could think of something different, and both of us are contributing to society, and that's building. And we've got millions and millions and billions of people in this world that have all kind of different ideas and everything. So, you know, that's what I understand. I try to explain that to some people, but you still have people out there that Native American History Month as well. You're right, Pete. And women are not doormats. That's right, Cher. And the thing about it is, once we start learning to understand everybody has something to contribute, we'll be a little bit better off of in the world. And I mean, you know, but you got those old school people that somebody's just telling them they're trying to take everything away from you. Well, you know, I don't know how they're taking it away from you. All right, we're celebrating Native American History Month, Latino History Month, Women History Month, Black History Month. What's that taking away from, you know, anybody? That's just adding to our society, is what I'm saying.
It's adding to education. We have to educate ourselves. I mean, if we want to learn about a culture, sometimes we're so busy in today's world that we would forget to learn. So bringing awareness every month to something that we can learn about is a great way to stay educated and a reminder. And we have holidays every year on different days for reminders of things that have happened in history, or like Martin Luther King Day to remember him, and all these things we remind ourselves. Washington's Day too, and President's Day, Memorial Day. It reminds me to keep these things in mind, because we're so busy that we can forget and be sidetracked. You know, we try to remember when 9/11 happened.
Exactly.
Because we don't want to forget history. If we forget history, we'll repeat it.
Exactly.
If we forget the accomplishments of each culture, including women, we can repeat that we lost when we didn't have our rights, and now that we have more rights. And there's some countries who still haven't gotten to that point. And those are the countries where women are still suffering in, I guess the word best would be subjugation to laws. And one day it would be nice if we could all be equal.
It would be. It would definitely be. And you know, it's hard for someone who's, and I know this is, education is a big thing, what you just said, and getting out and visiting other cultures. I got out of the South years ago, went around performed in bands, did all kind of things, visiting people. I got a college degree and went out and explored the world, which is what we have to do. And a lot of these people, they live in their same little home, small towns, out in the woods somewhere, so they don't learn anything. If they see something on TV they don't like, they don't turn it. They turn it off. And I actually have heard people say, which is really made my skin crawl, that you should only have, the only people that should vote are the people with skin in the game, and that they should take women's voting rights away. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what year do you live in? Did you travel through the future? Did you go through Doc's time machine or something? You know, I mean, to me, it's just, I don't understand. And when you got women in your family and you got grandbabies and the thing about it is you want to treat everybody equal. I treat all my grandkids the same way, equal. And they're young and everything, but I don't say one can't do something, the other can do something, and this, that, and the other. I just don't comprehend why these people don't want to learn. I mean, they're the ones that keep the hate moving on in the world.
Yes, and you know, now there's a lot of corporate companies out there that really promote to younger children, younger girls especially, that they can do anything they want to be, and they can accomplish anything they want to accomplish. The only thing that limits what you can accomplish is in your own mind, as long as the laws support the fact that you can go forward and move into a career or a job or things like that you can do. There's a lot of inspirational speakers out there who talk about their challenges and how they help to bring women up to a point in different careers. There's always going to be a first for everything, so one day there'll probably be a first woman president too.
I can't wait for that. I was wanting one this year, but that's a whole different. This season I was hoping for one. There was one I was pulling the whole time for and everything. And you're speaking of looking up to women. WNBA, there's still some stigma in women's sports, but Caitlin Clark, who was with Iowa State, one of the top draws in the world of college basketball, women's college basketball. She's moving on to WNBA. That's a young lady that a lot of young ladies could look up to. You know what I'm saying? In the world of sports, you know, and
one thing that I would say is if you're a young girl, and you should also be included in celebrating Women's International Women's Month, because those older women who are out here now doing something that you're admiring they're doing, just because they're the first doesn't mean you can't continue it. So if you see somebody out there that you admire and you're like, I want to be her someday, then drive for that goal to accomplish what you want to do in your dreams to do it.
Yeah, that's what I say. And, you know, this has been a great conversation, Holly, and learning more about International Women's Day and Women's History Month and everything. You can go to your local libraries and find all kind of history, you know, Amelia Earhart, Helen Keller. These are just to name a few top, and there's many, many more, but that's just to name a few top ones. And just to let everybody know, Helen Keller, the blind girl, she was born in Alabama.
Yeah, and there's a lot of history in the South for sure about women accomplishing a lot. You also have to realize that a woman made the flag.
Yes, of course, yes.
It's a lot of history involved in women, and definitely look it up anywhere on your search engine, and you'll find so many layers of women's accomplishments. It's amazing if you've never looked. You learn something every day.
Every single day. Well, Holly, let's go ahead and find out what you got coming up for us, and tell us how we can follow you and all that good stuff before we let you out of here.
I have a lot of things happening in the women's self-defense, because we have to learn to defend ourselves from the ones who don't respect us.
Beat them down.
And we also have a lot of the fun events coming up for this month as well. So you can find me on warriordefenders.com. All my social media is out there, all my classes. I am teaching at the North Georgia Walmart at their community centers. It's a free program for the women in the community to attend those, to learn about self-defense. And we are also holding at the Collaborative in Baker Bags on 8 LaGrange Street. We are holding a women's trivia night for a fun night, and they can register by texting me if they want to come to that or find out more information about it. And we're going to be doing International Women's History Trivia. So we're going to learn a lot about women, their accomplishments, celebrating women, lots of ways to win prizes there too. So you'll have to check that out on the Facebook pages or Warrior Defenders and all the events coming up for that. And if you're interested in any classes for any ages, 6 to 96, or I work with the corporate trainings as well for de-escalation, because women need to know how to handle themselves in the workplace when confronted with things like that. Just reach out to me. I'm here to help all women know that they have the ability, the right to be their own hero and to celebrate who they are, especially this month.
Sounds good. Guys, definitely follow Holly and everything. We'll have her back again next month as we head into April and everything. So, Holly, anything else you'd like to add before we let you get out of here?
Thank you for having me on the show. Celebrate who you are. Learn every day how to be the best person you can be. And young girls out there, if you're listening, don't give up on your dreams.
Definitely so. Anything else? That's it? Okay.
I'm
All
trying
right.
to think. There's so many things. The Walmarts and the classes and I'm launching a Empower Strike Back podcast.
Yes.
Coming soon. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have a lot of inspirational women sharing their stories and what they've done as entrepreneurs and how they've succeeded in their lives.
And also, just as a surprise for everybody out there as well, since WQEE here in the Metro Atlanta area, Noonan is a women-based, we have a lot of women-based programs here. Holly pretty soon is going to be bringing that show to the radio dial too.
I'm so excited for that one. I was waiting for you to say it, not me.
That's right. She's going to be
I'm looking forward to that.
She's going to be bringing that too. So all of you guys, make sure, ladies out there, for sure, we want you to be a part of the station because we are very heavy based with supporting our women at this station. All right, we thank Holly once again from Warrior Defenders. Follow her and go to some of her classes. Be a part of all of her classes, and you can also visit you downtown Noonan. Am I right?
Yes, in Baker Bags collaborative location on the 8 LaGrange Street. We have 3 businesses in that location, and I have my retail store there, and then classes and warrior workout there too as well. So there's always ways to find me or shop your self-defense tools when I'm not there, and I might be traveling, teaching at a seminar. So come see us anywhere that we can help you be your own hero.
Sounds good. We're going to take a break. Come back in a moment, guys. We're getting ready to close out this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary after this. All right. Awesome, Holly, as always.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Looking
you.
forward to the show.
Well, we're definitely going to get a chance to start doing some training pretty soon here because everything's good on the home front as my wife is starting to feel better. So we'll start getting
That's great.
that set up, and then we'll start from there and see what's going on. It's going to be fun.
Well,
Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll be. Give her my love and just know that she's in my prayers all the time. You and her both.
Oh, I appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that, and we appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate Pete spending time with me every single morning when he don't have to. So.
Oh, well, he loves it. So yeah, if you have a wonderful day, we'll chat and make some plans and set everything on the schedule.
Sounds good. Have a great day and a great weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Congratulations, Holly, from Cher. All right. We'll do our poll question one more time and probably get ready to get out of here.
Carnival time is finally here. Great Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with over 30 exhibits, rides, and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College, Georgia Communications, and Let's Go Family Amusement, March 7th through the 17th. LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is another local community-founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Camina Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 billion children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text K4K Noonan to 44321 to donate.
Hi, this is Art Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Use your music to the lyrics speak to you on a deeper level. I'm Bruce Thornton. Join me and Donna Wood every Friday morning at 10
Alrighty.
WQEE 99.1 FM, the key for our show, Lyrical Wisdom. Every week we will dive into the lyrics of songs, uncover hidden messages that we hope will leave you feeling inspired and enlightened. We know that our ideas may not always line up with yours, so the show will be an open discussion. Email us with ideas for songs at lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Let's share some wisdom together.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of a 45's Affair radio show where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. It's weekend time. And are you guys ready for it? Our poll question is up on the page, on the YouTube page. Which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? Yard work, watch a little sports or go to a game, visit family, or shop. Or sleep. I'm sorry. All right. Well, 5% of you said you're going to get into the sports and the game this weekend. 26% of you say you're going to sleep. I'm part of that. 32% of you say you're going to do yard work if it doesn't rain you out because it's raining now in Metro Atlanta. And visit family. 37% of you are going to visit family this weekend. They don't want none. Starting the rain here. It's all your fault, Pete. I'm just kidding. No, they don't want none. All right, we're going to get ready to get out of here in just a few moments. We thank everybody for being with us. What a week it was. I want to go ahead and tell you and everything. We got great guests next week. Next Friday, Matt from Action Wrestling joins us. We're talking about Action Wrestling next weekend. Sitting outside in it says Pete in the rain. Action Wrestling's got an event coming up in Mattress at the middle school there in Noonan. We'll talk about that next Friday. Next Thursday, Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast, Unsolved Homicides in small town USA across the United States. We'll have her on Thursday. Weird Wednesday, I think I might have a guest. I've got to make sure, I've got to confirm that guest. Also on Twisted Tuesday, Shane B and I are going to talk about top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not, and more. And this coming up Monday, Coach Tommy Lewis goes on. We go inside the coach's corner with him, talking football and spring football and more. So that's all going up. Love Weird Wednesdays and movies, says Warrior Defenders. We'll appreciate that. That's a big week next week. And we'll see what's going on. What? Somebody like and share, subscribe. Thank you. People are responding. What the heck? Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Oh, what do we got going on? What do we got going on? So we got all that. So excited for the show coming up. Yes, we're going to get there. See, I keep my promises. Sort of, kind of. It's like I was telling my listeners earlier. I mean, if a corporation wants to sponsor this show and I don't like them, I'm probably going to lie about them just so that I can get money from them and take care of my family. See, I'm not going to be like some shows that say, we're never going to take money from them. And other shows taking money and go, they're the greatest thing in the world. No, I'll take money from them. I tell it like it is. That's just the way it is. They probably be like, look, we like this guy. He's telling the truth. He says he don't like us unless we pay him. At least he's not saying they'll never take our money. And at least he's not just kissing up to us because he wants it. He's telling us the truth. And that's me. I tell the truth. I tell the truth too bad. So far, I tell the truth. Go too far to tell the truth. That people are like, man, you're not supposed to be saying that. I'm like, why? Love how your radio is women empowering. So many shows here for women. Yes. I thought about doing that many years ago during the pandemic. And then we started it after the pandemic. But I've been wanting to do that forever. There's so many women-based shows here that we're going to be adding more and more of them as well. And more programming. I got so much ideas that are popping out of this head. I think the good Lord has given them to me. Popping out of this head, we're going to be doing them. And I'm successful without having to be over political. I like that too. But anyway, I just want to finish up with this, that, and the other and what we were talking about. Truth. There you go. That's right. Truth is a hard thing hard pill for most people to swallow. But I mean, when people tell me the truth my whole life, why am I supposed to hold back? Don't go hurt somebody's feelings, Ryan. Well, they didn't care about hurting my feelings. I'm just telling it like it is. I can't defend something. I can't say it's like the whole Vince McMahon thing. You think I'm gonna go, well, Vince McMahon might have did what he did, but he created this great corporation and da da da. Who cares what he created? Amazon sells something for hurt feelings. There you go. They do sell something for hurt feelings. I got to talk about this. You just reminded me. Speaking of hurt feelings, I'm tripping out on these commercials they got on there for all these different medications that people have. It goes kind of like this. If you are depressed and with your antidepressant medicine, come take ZZZZ. And ZZZ is perfect for you and your family. And you can get right back out there and doing your everyday life. But don't take if it makes you bleed out of the nose. Don't take if it makes you suicidal. It could make you suicidal. Don't take if you're over a certain age. If you take this, you cannot operate heavy machinery, drive your vehicle, or you're unable to remember your name. You may not even be able to go to a restaurant. And as well, with all of that, you can lose your hair, bleed out the nose and the backside. ZZZ is good for those patients that are antidepressant. Come on now. I think that I would take my chances with being depressed before I bleed out the backside. Or, you know, there was one I saw on there, and they were talking about this could make you decide, this could cause suicidal thoughts. I'm like, okay, that's how you're not going to be depressed anymore. I'm not making a joke of suicide. I'm like, you take this medicine, you might commit suicide. Of course, you're not going to be depressed anymore, but everybody else around you will be. So those medicines and those commercials, to me, I just think, I don't know how they're selling this stuff. And then everybody is just like, it's all right for it to be on TV. But then when somebody like me goes out and say, hey, truth is, these media on both sides are lying to you. No, don't listen to Ryan. Don't support him. But by God, you'll buy the ZZZ medicine. That's where you're antidepressant, but you could bleed out the nose and the backside, can't operate heavy machinery, can't go to a restaurant or a ball game and possibly kill yourself, but at least you won't be depressed anymore. And we just accept that. Like, let's just let that be on TV. There's too many of those medicines out there. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm just like thinking to myself, how in the world is anybody going to do that? You're scaring me with these medicines. And like, you can order it now. Get your life back with Z. Well, for at least a short time. I mean, you won't be depressed for 3 or 4 days. That's depressing just hearing the side effects. I know, right? All the side effects, yeah. You know, if you're 68, if you're 65 plus, you can't take this medicine. What the hell? Don't take it because it can cause heart attacks and stuff. It's like, what? Take your chances. Take your chances with the one symptom you got compared to the 200 this it's going to cause. I just never understood those commercials. And, you know, I make fun of those commercials, but it's a serious. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, how could we as a society accept that? Well, you know, I had a cousin who took that ZZZ, and it, you know, it's why it's called ZZZ is he's asleep now forever. We need to find ourselves to be happy inside. Sometimes it's hard, but please try. Agree. Yep, you can. You can. I mean, there's a lot of better ways to deal with depression than having to take one of those medications off of TV that's going to cause you not to be able to even come out of the house. I mean, of course, you're not going to be depressed. You're going to be sleeping all the time with some of that medicine. I mean, to me, it's like, whoa, come on. And then they go, we got a drug problem in the United States. Yeah, of course we got a drug problem. You're selling 20 drugs on TV back to back to back that tells you if you take this drug, you won't be depressed anymore. But boy, you won't be awake either. You won't be able to drive a car. You're going to have somebody drive you around while both of you have to work to pay bills. Well, sorry, boss, I got to go take my wife to the grocery store at 12 today. Why? She's taking that depression medicine. Captain Hot Buns is with us. Thank you, Captain, for dropping in at the end of the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let you guys have the rest of your weekend ahead. Thank you for answering our poll question. Let me go ahead and tell you what the end results are. Which of these is most likely will you do this weekend? 30% of you say yard work, 10% say watch sports or go to a game, 35% say visit family, and 25% of you say sleep. Guess what? Congratulations to the visit family people. Most of you are doing yard work there too. Yeah, cool. What kind of life is that, Cher? All right, guys, we appreciate you. Peace, love, respect. I am out of here. Stay tuned for House of Light Presents. Top of the hour, full hour. Wisdom Cafe, followed by, of course, hold on one moment. Lyrical Wisdom. All that's coming up for you. And then we'll have Focus on the Family, and followed by that with Help, Healing, and Inspiration with Railroad Music and Trish, the Mobile Chaplain. Stay tuned for the best sports lineup in the business from 12 to 5. Rod Peterson Show, Sports Beat, Richard Holdridge, and Braves Country Radio. Back here Monday for more RyanORadio Penitentiary. You have a great rest of your day as well, everybody. I wonder if, let me make sure I got everything right. All right, guys, we appreciate all of you being with us. Okay. What's going on here? We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. I said, make sure everybody. Okay, that works. That works. Okay. All righty. See you guys. I got so much stuff going on. Sorry about that.